C++ has two loops that look identical. One of them trusts you, and the other one checks first like a paranoid security guard. Today we're settling this once and for all. While versus do while. Same logic, different mindset, and one will betray you in the exams. Both while and do while loops repeat the same code based on a condition, right? But here's the critical difference, and if you miss this, your code breaks. While checks the condition first, do while runs the code first, then checks the condition. That's it. That's the whole video. But now we prove it with logic. Like I said earlier, the condition is evaluated first, right? Before anything runs. If it's false, the loop never executes. Zero runs and no mercy. That's the while loop. So let's do a simple example. Let me declare an integer I and initialize it to 1, right? And then I want to do my while loop. I want to evaluate I, right? So when I is less than or equal to 5, then I want, then I want I to be printed on the screen, right? So I'm going to do cout. I'm going to do I, right? Numpy in line, right? And then I want to increment I. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck in this loop forever, right? So let's do Control Shift B, right? What did I do? Oh, I must have semicolon, right? Let's do Control Shift B, right? So now we start at 1, we stop at 5, and life is going to be good. We can test this out. Let's do main.exe, right? And you see there, that's exactly what we get. So let's check if the while loop actually evaluates the condition first. How can we do that? We want to check that I is less than or equal to 5. We can change this to 10, right? And then we can get rid of these lines right here. Let's get rid of this line. And then let's change the statement here. Let's make this line will never print, right? Let's do Control Shift D, right? Let's do main.exe, right? And that's it. Nothing happened. The condition is false from the start. The loop doesn't even wake up. That's why while is cautious and it asks for permission before doing anything. Now meet the chaos cousin. Our do while runs the code first, then checks the condition. So here you're gonna do, right? Whatever you want done, right? We're gonna go down. We're gonna do your while condition, and you need to add a semicolon. I can't stress that enough. A semicolon is going to be required. If you forget it in an exam, the compiler becomes your number one enemy. So now let's do a small program, right? So I'm going to initialize an integer value I, right? So I'm going to initialize I and make this 1, right? And then what do I want to do? I want to see out. I want to see out I, just like I did in the while loop. And then I want to increment I by 1. Right, and then while I is less than or equal to 5, right, we want this loop to run. Let's do Control Shift B, and let's do main.exe, right, and there we have it. Looks the same, works the same, but the order of the logic is different. So now let's check what happens if we change the value of I. Let's make it 10. Let's check what happens. So now we're gonna say, we're gonna remove this line here. Let's remove this line, and then we're gonna say this is still gonna print, at least once, right? So this will print at least once, because the statement doesn't get evaluated first, right? So it's gonna jump into the loop, execute whatever's inside the loop, and then evaluate the statement. So here the condition is false, but the code is still gonna run. Do while does not ask for permission. It acts first and apologizes later. It's as simple as I can put. So let's do Control Shift B, right? Even though I is 10, this code is still gonna execute, right? This code is still gonna execute. Let's do main.exe. It's gonna execute at least once. You see what I mean? So that's the do while loop. Anyways, these are some images of Mark Zuckerberg. No context, no explanation, just Mark Zuckerberg. If this somehow helped you understand while and do while loops, like the video and subscribe and stuff. and I'll see you in the next one.